I just wanted to ask you a few questions about your experience in Wisconsin at the lake retreat. And the first one is, what was one of the most memorable or meaningful parts of your retreat experience?
For me, the most memorable part of the retreat would have been just the deep connection that happened once the women started opening up. And I went in as a teacher, and I ended up being a student. So it was really wonderful, the both and, to be part of a community and seeing people kind of take their mask off, taking off the heavy that they carry through life, and just that community was really beautiful.
It was really beautiful to see the women attached to you.
I felt very seen.
Yeah. And you didn't even practice until later in the retreat, but I felt like it happened really early. Like people really trusted you and listened. And then it just, I don't know, it was beautiful.
Yes. And I love I keep practicing the I am magnetic, right? So drawing people in that are like-minded and in the same vibe. And one of the goals of the retreat for me was I wanted to see myself, because I don't see myself, and that actually happened. So it was wonderful to actually finally, in 44 years, finally see me as my authentic self. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
Love it. Okay. How did this retreat support you in your personal journey? Whether it was through yoga or through the connection with community, or maybe it was just the time away at the lake. Like, was there a piece or more, or a couple pieces that really supported that journey for you?
I'm always guided and connected to things that are mind, body, and spirit. As a personal trainer, you look at the outside shell of somebody, you're always pushing and grinding and throwing dumbbells in the weight room. So anytime I can get around anything that is slower, the breath work, it just really helps me remember who I am and why I love the stillness, why I love going inward. And just being in nature was one of my favorite parts there too. The weather obviously was, you can't control the weather, and the weather was perfect. I loved it, from the cold and windy to the warm it was just very sacred. It felt very sacred. And the space in Wisconsin felt like a little fairy forest. And I felt home. I felt very much at home there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That campfire and the pictures of everyone doing yoga around the campfire was so beautiful. And it was just like our group just filled that space perfectly. It was so pretty.
It was serene, and like the full moon, even doing the yoga in that little cabin. It was just, it was bliss. It was bliss.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was. Okay. The next question I have is, what did it feel like to be a part of the group of women who you shared this time with?
What did it feel like to be part of that group?
Mm-hmm.
At first, when I walked,
not being anybody,
I'll have to say, I always go with a girlfriend usually. So going in alone, I'm a social butterfly, and I'm also an introvert. So I work in that duality of the both and. But when I walked into the opening circle, I got really nervous because I was by myself. Usually I have like a companion with me, and I can kind of, share the movie screen. But once I kind of sat in that circle, it just felt really healthy to have a community of girlfriends that I've never met. And by the end of the retreat, we were all like sisters.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
It was so peaceful and amazing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What shifted for you after the retreat? Like when you came home, did you have something like in your daily life or your mindset, well-being? Did you pick up anything that you carried with you that shifted after you came back home?
I just had the realization of like maybe some of the things that I do practice like mindfulness and yoga and all of the things, but it kind of fell to the wayside when you come home. You know what I mean? You think you're doing it. So my favorite part was when Sarah talked about the ritual, like creating a ritual, and it can be so simple. It's not about sitting and meditating on a pillow for hours. It's really about like starting your coffee or starting your day with music or just starting with a couple deep breaths. I sense the retreat every night and meditating, just pulling that eye mask over my eyes. It just gives my body a signal that that's where we're going. And I think that is so simple and beautiful. And I've been consistent with it since the retreat.
I love that. I love that. And I have an eye mask right next to my bed that I should be, that would be really helpful for me. Yeah.
It just helps me like know that, yes, you can say you're meditating, but it's my body's also receiving the signal because I'm putting that ritual, that mask on.
Mm-hmm. I have been alternating between journaling and meditating and exercising every single day since I've been home. So not all 3 every day, but at least 1, if not 2 every day, which has been really big for me too. I've really needed that.
Well, and I think that's softening too, because we are creatures of habit, right? We're like, we need to work out this many days a week, and then we need to also meditate, or we need to do all the things. But it's like you can learn, you can unlearn what you have learned and work with what works for you in the season you're in. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I just went to, instead of me having to do everything, and I didn't do it, so now I'm just going to stop, you know? I'm just like, just do 1 of those 3 things every day. And that's it. And whatever it is, whatever you feel today that feels best for you. And that's really been opening for me.
And I love that because that's intuition, right? You might have a plan, right? Or we like to have a plan, but it's like, how do I feel today? So does meditating feel like a movement I need? Even if it's stillness, that's still movement. Is it moving my physical body? I think it's just, it's a practice for sure. It's not easy, but it feels good once you practice it a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. One last question. If another woman is considering joining one of the Sunny and Turquoise retreats, what would you want her to know before her experience?
Do it scared.
Yeah.
Yeah. If your belly's telling you to do it, or if your brain's telling you it's too much money, or whatever the little signals are going off, just do it. If you're feeling called, go. And you can go alone. You don't have to have a buddy, because by the end of the trip, you'll have several buddies and deep connections that, you know, you may never see them again, but you can stay connected very easily.
Isn't it special how much we text and keep, like Jess, she sent me a message this morning too, and that meant so much to me, because so many times I feel like that's my role. And so when somebody does that to me, it really means a lot to me.
100%. When I got that message this morning, I'm like, what a beautiful way to wake up this morning. It's so simple. You know what I mean?
She has the best voice.